You held the door. You paid for dinner. You listened to her complain about her friends for 3 hours without interrupting. You never raised your voice. You never looked at another woman. You did everything the movies told you to do. You were the perfect gentleman. And then, she left you. She didn't just leave you. She left you for a guy who treats her with casual indifference. A guy who drives a motorcycle, forgets to text back and tells her no. A guy who, by all societal standards, is a jerk. And you are left standing in the rain, holding a bouquet of wilted flowers, screaming at the sky. Why do nice men finish last? Brother, let me tell you the uncomfortable truth. You didn't finish last because you were nice. You finished last because you were weak. We need to surgically remove the lie that has been implanted in your brain since childhood. You believe that niceness is a virtue. You believe it is a moral high ground. But to a woman's primal brain, the part of her that decides who she sleeps with and who she friend zones, your niceness smells like fear. Women do not hate good men. They hate harmless men. And there is a massive biological difference between the two. A good man is a monster who keeps his claws sheathed by choice. A nice guy is a man who has no claws. She knows the difference, and she despises the latter. Let's decode the evolutionary psychology behind why the nice guy is repulsed by the modern woman and why your kindness is actually killing your attraction. Point number 1. The safety paradox. You think being nice makes her feel safe. You think that by never arguing, never challenging her, and never being aggressive, you are creating a safe environment. You are wrong. To a woman, a harmless man is the most dangerous thing in the world. Why? Because if you are incapable of aggression, you are incapable of protection. Evolution is brutal. For thousands of years, a woman's survival depended on her mate's ability to repel violence. If a bear entered the cave or a rival tribe attacked, she needed a killer. She needed a man who could flip the switch from gentle lover to violent protector in a microsecond. When you present yourself as a man who is incapable of conflict, a man who apologizes to the waiter for getting the wrong order, a man who backs down from every argument, her subconscious mind screams, "This man cannot protect me." Reserve. If you cannot say no to her, how will you say no to the world? If you crumble when she gets emotional, how will you stand when the world gets chaotic? She feels unsafe with you not because you are aggressive, but because you are impotent in the face of aggression. She will provoke you. She will test you. She will try to get a rise out of you just to see if there is a beast lurking somewhere inside. And when she finds nothing but more apologies, she leaves to find a man who has teeth. Point number 2. The covert contract. This is the darkest secret of the nice guy. You aren't actually nice. You are manipulative. The nice guy operates on a transaction. It's a vending machine philosophy. I put kindness coins in. Sex, love, loyalty should come out. You listen to her problems not because you care, but because you think it buys you points. You buy her gifts not out of generosity, but as a down payment on her affection. You suppress your own needs, your own anger, and your own desires, expecting that she will reward you for your sacrifice. And when she doesn't, when she treats you like a friend, the nice guy rage comes out. After everything I did for you, women have a sixth sense for this. They can smell the strings attached to your niceness. It feels slimy. It feels dishonest. A high-value man does things because he wants to, not because he expects a return. If he pays for dinner, it's because he is a provider, not because he's buying her time. If he listens, it's because he's interested, not because he's earning credits. When you operate with a covert contract, she feels the debt accumulating. She feels the pressure, and attraction cannot grow under the weight of obligation. Point number 3. The mirror of boredom. What do you want to do? Whatever you want. Do you like this? If you like it, I like it. The nice guy has no identity. He is a chameleon. He tries to mold himself into whatever he thinks the woman wants him to be. He agrees with everything. He has no controversial opinions. He is a mirror, simply reflecting her own personality back at her. And looking in a mirror is boring. Attraction requires friction. It requires polarity, positive and negative, masculine and feminine. If you become just like her, soft, agreeable, emotional, You kill the polarity. You become her girlfriend with a penis. She wants a man who has his own world, a man who likes things she hates, a man who challenges her intellectual positions, a man who drags her into his reality, rather than asking permission to enter hers. When you agree with everything, you signal that you have no spine, and biologically, a woman cannot mate with an invertebrate. Point number 4, the burden of leadership. Nice guys are terrified of making the wrong decision, so they outsource the leadership to the woman. Where should we eat? What movie should we watch? Are you okay with this? You think you are being considerate. You are actually being a burden. Women suffer from decision fatigue. In her feminine energy, she wants to relax. She wants to surrender the steering wheel to a competent driver. She wants to flow. When you force her to make the decisions, you force her into her masculine energy. You force her to be the leader. And a woman resents a man she has to lead. She doesn't want a partner in the decision-making process. For every small detail, she wants a captain. The jerk she likes? He says, "Put on a black dress. We are going for Italian at 8. That isn't controlling. That is relieving. It takes the weight off her shoulders. The nice guy puts the weight back on her. Point number 5. The repulsion of neediness. The core of the nice guy syndrome is a deep, gaping hole of insecurity. You are nice because you are terrified of rejection. You are nice because you need her validation to feel whole. You text her, "Good morning," every day, not to make her feel good, but to get a reply that makes you feel safe. Neediness is the ultimate anti-aphrodisiac. It is an evolutionary signal of a low-status male. In the wild, the alpha male is abundant. He has options. He does not beg. He does not cling. The beta male is scarce. He clings to whatever resource he can find because he fears he will never find another. When you are overly available, overly agreeable, and overly eager, you are screaming scarcity with your behavior. You are telling her, "You are the only good thing in my life." That is too much pressure for any human being. She becomes your oxygen tank. And naturally, she wants to escape the person who is suffocating her. Point number 6, the pedestal problem. You treat her like a celebrity. You worship the ground she walks on. You tell her she is a goddess. You think this is romantic. To her, it is a turn-off. Why? Because of hypergamy. Women are wired to date up. They want a man who is superior to them in competence, strength, and emotional stability. They want a man they can look up to. If you put her on a pedestal, you are voluntarily placing yourself beneath her. You are looking up at her. By definition, she is now looking down at you. And she cannot respect a man she looks down on. She cannot feel sexual desire for a fan. She wants a peer or a superior. She wants a man who knows that he is the prize. When you act like you are lucky to be with her, she starts to wonder why. She starts to think, if he thinks I'm out of his league, maybe I am. Maybe I should find a guy who is actually in my league. Point number 7, the illusion of virtue. You think you are moral. You think the bad boy is immoral. But let's look closer. The bad boy is honest. He is honest about his desires. He is honest about his lack of commitment. He is honest about who he is. He is authentic. The nice guy is a liar. He pretends to be a friend when he wants to be a lover. He pretends to not care about sex when it's all he thinks about. He pretends to agree when he actually disagrees. Authenticity is attractive. Deception is repulsive. She chooses the jerk because at least with him, she knows what she is getting. He is a known quantity. You are a Trojan horse. You present as a gift, but you are hiding an agenda, and that uncertainty makes her skin crawl. The solution: integrating the monster. So, what is the answer? Do you have to become an abusive arsehole? No, that is the pendulum swinging too far the other way. The answer is to stop being nice and start being good. There is a difference. A nice man does what he is told. A good man does what is right. A nice man avoids conflict. A good man handles conflict. A nice man seeks approval. A good man follows his code. You need to integrate your shadow. This is a Jungian concept. You need to reconnect with your capacity for aggression, for selfishness, for dominance. You need to find your teeth. And then You need to keep them under voluntary control. Jordan Peterson said it best. You should be a monster, and then you should learn how to control it. Women want a man who is dangerous, but civilized. A man who could be a warrior but chooses to be a gardener. If you are just a gardener, you are useless when the war comes. The transformation. 1. Stop apologizing. Unless you actually hurt someone, stop saying sorry. Don't apologize for your opinion, your space, or your desires. 2. Set boundaries. If she is disrespectful, call it out. Be willing to walk away. The power in any relationship lies with the person most willing to leave. 3. Prioritize your mission. Stop making her the center of your universe. Your purpose comes first. She is the companion on the journey, not the destination. 4. Be honest. If you want sex, flirt. Don't pretend to be an asexual friend. If you disagree with her, say it. Be polarizing. It's better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not. 5. Kill the covert contract. Do things because you want to, with zero expectation of return. If you can't do that, don't do the thing. Conclusion. Finish first. The nice guy finishes last because he is running the wrong race. He is running a race for approval. The high-value man runs a race for respect. When you stop trying to be nice and start trying to be real, the dynamic shifts instantly. She stops looking at you with pity and starts looking at you with curiosity. She stops feeling suffocated and starts feeling the vacuum of your independence. She stops looking down and starts looking up. It is a terrifying transition. It requires you to kill the boy who needs mommy's approval and birth the man who demands the world's respect. But the reward is worth it. The reward is a woman who doesn't just like you, but desires you. A woman who feels safe not because you are harmless, but because you are strong. Stop being the prey pretending to be a pet. Be the lion. And watch how the nature of the jungle changes around you.